Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza. For the next 30 days, we're going to learn to build better habits in health, fitness, relationships, business, and overall well-being by making small mindset shifts that make a big difference. Contrary to how it may seem, the path to any success is achieved by taking small, consistent action over time. Someday is not a day of the week, so the time to level up is now, because you were made for greatness. It'll be a marathon, not a sprint. And together, we'll take it one step, 1 mile, one day at a time. Welcome to the Mindset Mile. You ready? Hello, my friends. We're going to be talking about a tough nut to crack today. Other people's opinions of us. That whole sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me idea. I wish there was some more teaching about the actual how-to for this concept, because I bet I'm not the only one who has let what people say about me bother me. I can look back in my life and notice a lot of ways that I went against the grain or zigged when others zagged, and it didn't faze me, but there's also been the me that's been a people pleaser or felt the need to have someone's approval. And sometimes those people have been close to me, but oddly, sometimes they've been people who are far more distant, which makes it even more mind-boggling that I cared what they thought. Have you ever been there? To help navigate this, I have 3 main points I want to discuss with you today. 1, no one is thinking about you as much as you think they are. 2, people can have their opinion about you, but the thing that makes you uncomfortable is what you make it mean. And 3, people are going to have an opinion about you even if you hid under a rock your whole life. So you might as well start showing up 100% and pursue your greatness. So let's dive into these a little deeper. Nobody's thinking about you nearly as much as you think they are. Most of the time, we make up a story in our head about what people think about us, and therefore every interaction and thought we have about that person is seen through a made-up lens. Here's an example I'm sure everyone can relate to. For whatever reason or another, you have a feeling someone is upset with you or doesn't like you. You send them a text inviting them to an event and they don't respond. Where does your mind go? Probably something like this. I knew he was mad. Oh, how childish. So because she's upset with me, she can't even respond to a text? Did I do something wrong? Why aren't they getting back to me? Fine, 2 can play at this game. That'll be the last time I reach out. And then the next day, that person responds saying they weren't able to get back right away because they were driving and they forgot to get back to it once they were able to. What a relief to receive that message, but also, don't you feel a little dramatic all of a sudden? The thoughts you have when you default to the negative about what someone thinks about you cost a lot. They may seem minute, but they are connected to a lot of energy. And this is just over a delay in communication. How many other times do we assume the worst about a situation when it comes to assuming how people feel about us? It's a slippery slope, and instead of making up a version that will suck your energy, instead, tell yourself a story that serves you, and honestly, is probably way more likely, like, they're probably at work and they'll get back to me when they're off. Or, she mentioned she had some personal stuff going on. Maybe she just wants some time to decompress. Or, he's probably busy. I'll send a follow-up text tomorrow if I don't hear back by then. You can do this with any scenario, but I guarantee this. 99% of the time, you're spending way more time thinking about the situation than the other person is. Not that you're not important, but everyone has their own lives and things pulling them in a million different directions. The negative story you're telling yourself about what they think is literally just that, a story. Which leads me to my next point. People can have an opinion about you and what you're doing, but so what? This may sound flippant, as if it were easier said than done. But what if it is? So what if they think your idea is stupid or what you do for work is silly or if they don't see the value in your goal? The only thing that matters is what you let it mean to you. This is where you really need to dig into why you do what you do and believe it wholeheartedly, independent of what someone else thinks about it. Just because they think your idea, your business goal, or whatever it is dumb does not mean it is. The truth is, you will never be judged by someone who's doing more than you. So when someone has an opinion about what you're doing, it's usually coming from a place of insecurity and jealousy or a lack of understanding. Unfortunately, jealousy takes place in all different forms and might not seem so direct, but sadly, there are dream stealers that plant doubt in subtle ways. You may have a good friend, a mentor, or someone you really admire ask you something like, "Are you sure that's a good idea? Isn't that going to take time away from the family?" Or, "Don't you think you're better off where you're at? I mean, why risk it?" These things, they might sound like they're caring, and I'm sure they have some good intentions behind them, but those are also thoughts people have that keep them and you complacent. They keep you from going after whatever it is you want to go after because they are little tugs at your confidence. It's not always easy for people to watch someone else go after something big when they are afraid to take risks themselves. What they think does not serve you. So keep your blinders on and know that the naysayers will show up every time you do something to step outside your comfort zone. And lastly, people are going to have an opinion about you no matter what. No matter if you are obsessed with sharing your love for archery every day on social media, you can spend your life as a philanthropist, you could be a stay-at-home mom, you could spend a year backpacking the world, or you could even do absolutely nothing and never leave your house. People will have an opinion about whatever it is you're going to do, good or bad, big or small. We're never going to be protected by what other people think, so you might as well live an extraordinary life by whatever terms that means to you. Because I've got some news. Their opinions are not paying your mortgage. Their opinions don't save for your kids' college funds. They don't give you a sense of accomplishment or buy your groceries, and they are most certainly not leaving your legacy. I mean, can I get a YOLO? Seriously, we have one life as far as I know it. One chance to go all in and bet on ourselves. But so often we buy into and feed into what other people think about us. Let them think what they're going to think without letting it mean anything about you. You can be unapologetic yet kind. Be heard without being loud. And be strong without being overpowering. But just please do not hold back your God-given talents and the things you're passionate about for one more day in fear of what others will think or say about it. It is a waste and a disservice. Those things that light up your soul light up the world, and they give others permission to do the same. By you going after your goals, you empower others to create more, to move more, to be more, and to give more. Can you understand how this has such a butterfly effect? The world is starving for more people like you to go out and make a difference in your life so we can make a difference in others. More action and less caring about what other people think of you. Because when you get to the end of your life, I hope you have very few, if not no regrets about the things you didn't do. If you haven't already, be sure to head over to themindsetmile.com and download my free journal. It's my gift to you to help you build better habits as we go through this challenge together. And if you're loving this podcast, it would mean the world to me if you rated, subscribed, and shared with a friend. Be sure to tag me on your walks or runs at Aisha Zaza and hashtag MindsetMile. That's all we have for today, my friends. Remember, the big things don't happen overnight. It's the small things done consistently that make the big things possible. You are capable and you are worthy. Make it a great day.